Greetings, God bless, and welcome back. So, I just saw that women's track and field have decided to keep biological women's sports just for biological women because biological men who identify, because they're going to win. If one biological man is even the least trained biological man is going to win against a biological woman because men have more muscle and testosterone. Anyway, what biological women need to do is boycott this trans agenda where men are allowed into girls' bathrooms, women's bathrooms, because we're seeing rapes occurring, and people are like, or if not just physical rape, a psychological rape, when girls and women and the Y are having to see men's reproductive organs in the locker room. Men are walking around naked in the women's locker room, feeling entitled. Uh, like this is absolute insanity, and women need to boycott this. Mothers need to boycott, like make sure parents need to boycott subjecting their daughters to seeing naked men in the women's bathroom and things like this. Parents and women, girls need to boycott where a man is competing with a girl or a woman. This is just the way. And by the trans agenda, by LGBTQ agenda, gaslighting women and girls who don't want to be around a naked man in the bathroom. It's common sense. I know it's hard for people to care or to see the problem, but once enough biological girls, biological women decide to not participate in mainstream activities because the mainstream has been infiltrated. There's been a coup d'etat against biological women for this male. And the thing that's the strange thing is this is a patriarchal, this is a colonization, this is a colonial mentality of the trans agenda. That's what's so weird is people are like, oh, like like gay people could never be colonists. Gay people could never be patriarchal, feminists could never be patriarchal. That's exactly what's going on. This and people call it patriarchy, and they hate Christian white heterosexual males. But the thing is, it's not that Christian white heterosexual males are evil, it's that power corrupts any human being. As we see with BLM getting millions of dollars, buying $3 million homes in exclusive white rich neighborhoods. BLM did not, the person who has millions of dollars, and they didn't buy homes in the projects. They didn't even buy homes for other black people, all the black people that they know that are poor. You know, they bought a few homes for their friends or family. So we see that even if it's a woman, they're going to be corrupted. Even if they're black, they're going to be corrupted. Even if they're gay, they're going to be corrupted. Even if they're trans, they're going to be corrupted. Even if they're a woman, they're going to be corrupted. Humans are going to be corrupted. They're going to be manipulated. They're going to be blackmailed. They're going to be brainwashed. They're going to be bribed. So, and then that's what we're discovering. America kind of loathes itself, and America blames white Christian heterosexual males, calling it, saying patriarchy is the problem. It's not patriarchy that's the problem. It's humanity that's the problem. It's, as we've seen with the lockdowns, women in charge, or so-called women in charge, just threw humanity under the bus. Black people threw humanity under the bus. Asian people threw humanity under the bus. Every nation threw humanity under the bus except for maybe a handful in Africa, and those African leaders promptly died. I think there's like three that were saying CV has never been identified. They found CV on a papaya, on a chair, and the guy's dead. Just look it up, or leave a message if you want me to send you the screenshot of the article. So, anyways, women, girls, boycott any of this trans agenda stuff that's going on in your gym, in your school, in anything. And, if you're in prison or in jail and they're putting a man in your area, you need to speak up. And if you're somebody who's possibly going to, a candidate, a prospect for going to jail, avoid going to jail. Like, this is a time to stay sober, to stay clean, and to just keep do everything else, but just avoid doing illegal things that will possibly send you where a rapist is going to get you pregnant in the jail cell, because this is happening. Like, the people in prisons do not care. People in the justice system do not care. The LGBT pedo community does not care. So we're in absolutely crazy times. And if you don't believe me that this is a issue, just look it up. It's probably not being talked about in the progressive liberal media, but it's, if you look at alternative news sources, that everybody's like, oh, that's some horrible uh, Republican thing. It's not, when something's a fact. When 20 years ago, or even today, no woman wants to be raped in the bathroom. No woman wants to see a naked man in her locker room when she's just, you know, finished something at the gym. Like, that's just like, nobody wants to see something like that. Um, and if and people are so dissociated. I don't know if people are just doped up on their psychiatric medications or their recreational drugs, or they're just so dissociated from the trauma of life. But and if male transsexuals or if transsexuals have carte blanche, then all bathrooms can be men's bathrooms for women genetically. And even that can be a little too, because there's been supposedly biological women who have given birth, but they're chromosomally male. And I don't know if that was just some, you know, thing that was fake. But I remember hearing about that 40 years ago or 20 years ago, or I mean, 30 years ago, not 40, 30 years ago. But anyways, yeah. So women, biological women, you just need to create your own infrastructure, because the government does not have your interests at heart, and the feminists don't have your interests at heart. The LGBTQ pedo community does not have your interests at heart. Biological women, biological girls. So you got to create your own space. Got to create just a biological women's space. And if you want to see naked trans men and possibly be raped by these mentally ill, the thing is, these naked trans men in women's bathrooms, in women's sports, they are not well. These are the worst of the trans community. These are the worst of the men in existence, because they're willing to steal women's spaces. They're willing to traumatize other women for their own thing, for their own mental illness, for their own power issues, for their own inadequacy. Because when a man enters into a space, all the females, we're like, okay, what's the potential here? What kind of danger can occur? Now, women are dangerous in other ways. Women can be really mean to other women and torture other women, without being raped, without physically raping them. So women are just as bad, just as evil, but it's just a different kind of torture. And life is hard enough as it is. It's hard enough going to a gym with being around other women, and then having to have a naked trans man in your locker room after the mean girls have had their way with you. It's like, no. That's enough. So, yeah, what do you guys think? Thank you for listening. God bless.